I never imagined that the quiet rhythm of my life in the sleepy coastal town of Evergreen Bay could shatter like a dropped porcelain teacup. For 35 years, I'd been Alina Vargas, the devoted wife, the tireless mother, the backbone of our little family hardware store that had grown from a dusty shed into a thriving chain of 3 locations. My husband, Marco, was the charming face of the business, tall, silver-haired, with a laugh that could disarm a room full of skeptical contractors. Our daughter, Sophia, was our pride, married to her high school sweetheart, Louis, and working as a graphic designer from home while raising our 2 grandkids. Life wasn't perfect, but it was ours. Sunday barbecues on the deck overlooking the bay, the salty tang of sea air mingling with the scent of fresh paint from the store, and Marco's hand in mine as we walked the beach at sunset. But that illusion cracked on a humid Tuesday evening in late summer, the kind where the cicadas hum like a warning. I'd spent the day at the main store, inventorying power tools and chatting with old Mr. Harlan about his latest DIY disaster, a wobbly deck that threatened to send him into the drink. By the time I got home, the sun was dipping low, painting the sky in bruised oranges and purples. Marco's truck was already in the driveway earlier than usual. He claimed a headache from a long day negotiating with suppliers, but as I stepped through the front door, the house felt off-kilter, like a picture frame hanging crooked. The living room was dim, lit only by the flicker of the TV on mute. Marco lounged in his recliner, nursing a glass of bourbon, his one and only indulgence, he always said. But tonight the glass was half empty, and his eyes had that glassy, distant look like he was replaying a conversation in his head. "Hey, love," I said, leaning down to kiss his forehead. He smelled of his usual aftershave, sharp and citrusy, but undercut by something sweeter, almost cloying like vanilla and jasmine, a perfume that wasn't mine. I paused, but he just patted my hand absently. "Rough day at the store." "Yeah, the usual," he muttered, not meeting my eyes. "Big order from the city contractors. Might mean late nights this week." I nodded, forcing a smile, and headed to the kitchen to start dinner. Tacos, his favorite ground beef sizzling in the pan, fresh cilantro from the garden. But as I chopped onions, tears stinging my eyes unbidden, that foreign scent lingered in my nostrils, a ghost refusing to fade. After dinner, Marco retreated to the garage, claiming he needed to tinker with his fishing gear for the weekend trip he promised the grandkids. I cleared the table alone, the clink of dishes a lonely percussion. His phone buzzed on the counter, screen lighting up with a notification. I glanced at it, habit from years of shared life, and froze. A text from an unknown number, "Can't wait for Thursday. That spot by the lighthouse, wear the blue shirt I like." Face blowing a kiss, my stomach twisted. Marco hated the lighthouse trail, too rocky for his bad knees, and who sent kisses like that to a married man about a shirt. I set the phone down, heart thudding, and told myself it was nothing. A wrong number, a mix-up, but sleep evaded me that night. Marco snored beside me, oblivious, while I stared at the ceiling fan's lazy spin, replaying the message like a looped reel. By morning, the doubt had rooted deep, a weed choking the garden of our marriage. The next day dragged. At the store, I restocked shelves mechanically, the metallic tang of nails and sawdust grounding me. Sophia stopped by midday, her toddler Mia on her hip, chattering about a new client logo. "Mom, you okay? You look like you swallowed a lemon." I waved it off work stress, the heat, but her hug lingered, warm and fierce, a reminder of why I'd fought so hard to build this life. Marco texted mid-afternoon, "Meeting runs late, grab something for yourself." No kissy emoji, no love you. Just efficient like a business memo. That evening, I decided to surprise him. The hardware store's second location was near the marina where he said the meeting was. I swung by after closing the main shop, a peace offering of his favorite empanadas from Rosa's down the street. The parking lot was sparse, sunset gilding the water. His truck was there, tucked in the back corner. I parked and approached quietly, the gravel crunching under my sneakers. Laughter spilled from the open bay door, Marco's deep rumble, mingled with a woman's trill, light and melodic. Peeking around the corner, my world tilted. There he was perched on a workbench, not a stack of invoices in sight. And across from him, legs swinging like a schoolgirl's, was Carla Ruiz, Sophia's best friend since college, the vivacious real estate agent who'd sold us our beach house years ago. She was all curves and confidence, her dark hair cascading in waves, that blue shirt of Marco's unbuttoned just enough to reveal a lacy edge. She leaned in, feeding him a bite of something from a takeout container, their knees brushing. "You're bad," she teased, her finger tracing his jaw. He caught her hand, eyes locked, and murmured, "Only for you." I backed away, empanadas tumbling from the bag, scattering like confetti from a broken party. My chest burned, vision blurring, not a supplier, not a client. Carla, Sophia's Carla, godmother to my grandkids. The betrayal wasn't just infidelity, it was a knife twisted in the heart of our family circle. I fled to my car, tears hot on my cheeks, and drove home through the twilight, the bay's waves mocking me with their endless crash. That night, I confronted the evidence in his truck. He'd left the keys on the hook by the door, trusting as ever. The cab smelled of her, vanilla jasmine assaulting me anew. In the glove box, amid receipts and registration, was a velvet pouch. Inside, a delicate silver necklace, a locket shaped like a wave, engraved with M and C forever, our initials but not our story. Tucked beside it, a crumpled napkin from La Serena, the seaside bistro by the lighthouse, date-stamped Thursday, 2 days away. A party of 2, champagne flutes and oysters. Romantic, intimate, the kind of dinner Marco hadn't planned for me in a decade. Rage simmered low, a pilot light under a pressure cooker. I snapped photos with my phone, hands steady now, fueled by a clarity I'd lost in complacency. Back inside, I scrolled his phone while he showered, passcode our anniversary, the irony bitter, texts from CR, late-night confessions, hotel bookings in the next town over, whispers of when we can be free. One gutted me. Sophia suspects nothing. Keep her busy with the kids. We need her focused on the store merger. Our hardware chain was my baby, bootstrapped from Marco's inheritance and my endless shifts. Sophia helped with marketing, but a merger with whom? Deeper dig, emails from a corporate lawyer, drafts of partnership agreements. Carla's firm was brokering a deal, selling controlling interest to a big box chain from the city. Signatures lined up, Marco's bold scrawl, Sophia's elegant loop. My daughter, in on this? No, impossible. But the dates matched her recent girls' trips with Carla, the vague excuses about business opportunities. I confronted Sophia the next morning at the store, cornering her in the office amid stacks of catalogs. "What's this merger talk?" Her face paled, eyes darting. "Mom, it's just an idea. To expand, Carla's got connections." Lies, I saw it in the flush creeping up her neck. "And Dad, he's signing off without me?" She fidgeted, twisting her ring, Lewis's gift. "He's experienced. We didn't want to worry you." Worry me? They were carving up my legacy like a holiday roast. That afternoon, I hired Victor Hale, a grizzled pie with an office above the bait shop. Discreet as a shadow, he promised, pocketing my retainer. I handed over the photos, the texts, the locket. "Follow Marco and Sophia. I need truth, Victor, all of it." Victor's first report came 2 days later. A manila envelope slid under my door at dawn. Photos, Marco and Carla at La Serena, her foot hooked around his calf under the table. Then worse, Sophia in a coffee shop with a slick-suited exec, blueprints of our stores marked for rebranding. Audio clip, her voice tinny but clear. Dad's on board, mom's the holdout, but we'll convince her. The payout's huge, enough for me to quit freelancing, start that studio I've dreamed of. Marco's reply, recorded at a park bench meet: leave Alina to me. She's sentimental about the stores, but I'll wear her down. Carla's got the buyers lined up. Betrayal layered on betrayal. My husband, my daughter, plotting to dismantle what I'd built with calloused hands and midnight tallies. For what? Greed? Escape? That night, rage crystallized into resolve. No tears, no pleas, justice, cold and precise. The plan formed over sleepless hours, sketched in a notebook hidden under my mattress. Step 1, evidence. Victor tailed them relentlessly: motel receipts, love notes in Carla's car, Sophia's secret bank account swelling with consulting fees. Step 2, isolation. I feigned a flu, bowing out of family dinner, watching from the shadows as they celebrated progress at our house, toasting with my best wine. But the crescendo: exposure. Marco's fishing trip with the grandkids was cover for a weekend rendezvous, Carla's beach cottage, Sophia visiting friends nearby. I rented a cabin 2 miles down the shore, Victor wiring me feeds from hidden cams. Friday night they arrived, Marco first, arms laden with groceries, then Carla in a sundress that hugged her like a second skin. Sophia joined later, laptop in tow, finalizing papers. Through the feed, their laughter grated, inside jokes, touches too familiar. Sophia, this merger's our ticket out, no more scraping by on mom's legacy. Marco, she'll thank us someday, or not, doesn't matter. Carla nuzzling him, and us, when do we stop hiding? Saturday dawned misty. I drove to the cottage under cover of fog, Victor's drone providing overwatch. In the glove box of Marco's truck, left unlocked, as always, a bottle of massage oil, half empty, cap sticky. Their ritual from the texts. I swapped it with epoxy resin, clear and viscous, the kind we sold for boat repairs, sets like concrete in minutes, bonds skin to skin. A few drops on the sheets for good measure via the unlocked back door. Then the spark. I rigged a remote igniter in the kitchen, simple timer from the store, linked to my phone, set for noon. A pan of bacon grease on low, enough smoke to billow without real flame. Neighbors were sparse, but the cottage was on a private lane, except for the Ruiz family dock, where Carla's brother fished daily. By 11:45, I was parked a quarter-mile away, binoculars trained. The feed showed them tangled in the bedroom, oil bottle in hand. Laughter turned to gasps as the epoxy took hold, wrists fused, bodies locked in grotesque parody. What the? It's not coming off, Marco roared. Sophia burst in, drawn by the commotion. Dad, oh God, Carla, get up. At noon, the igniter clicked. Smoke curled from the chimney, lazy at first, then thick, acrid plumes. Sirens wailed distant. Carla's brother, spotting it, had called 911. Fire crews arrived, axes ready, hoses primed. I slipped closer, blending with gawkers. Louis, Sophia's husband, among the volunteers, face grim. They breached the door, smoke-stinging eyes. Shouts echoed, clear the kitchen, grease fire. Then, from the bedroom, holy chief, we got people stuck. Louis's voice cracked. Sophia, the feed captured it all, his horror as firefighters pried at the fused trio, sheets tangling, curses flying. Marco bellowed, don't touch, it's the damn oil. Sophia sobbed. Louis, it's not help. Carla whimpered, epoxy gleaming like accusation. Neighbors filmed on phones, whispers rippling. That's Marco Vargas and his daughter with that realtor. Louis staggered out, retching into the sand. The story spread like the smoke, local news trucks by evening, headlines screaming hardware heirs scandal, family affair gone wrong. I waited till dusk, then returned from my errand, feigning shock at the hospital. Nurses buzzed degree awkwardness. In the ER bay, separated by curtains, I heard them, Marco's pleas, Sophia's denials, Carla's threats to sue. Louis paced outside, divorce papers already texted from his lawyer. My entrance was theatrical, gasp, hand to mouth. Marco, Sophia, what happened? Eyes widened. I laid the folder on the tray, merger docs, texts, audio transcripts. I know everything, the affair, the sale, sign over your shares or this goes public, cops board everyone. Sophia wailed, Mom, please the kids. Marco croaked, Elena, mercy. Carla spat, you crazy bitch. But Louis burst in, eyes steel, she's right, we're done. Signatures scrawled amid sobs. By midnight, the merger was dead, shares mine. Cops came for fraud angles, falsified appraisals, kickbacks. Marco and Carla faced charges, Sophia, community service and counseling. Weeks blurred, the store boomed, customers loyal, boycotting the scandal. Sophia vanished to her parents in the city, Louis filing for full custody. The grandkids stayed with us, their giggles a balm. I hired a manager, took up sailing, winds whipping doubts away. Evenings, Louis and I walked the bay, sharing silences that healed. One sunset, as gulls wheeled, he said, you saved us, Elena, not just the store, the family. I squeezed his hand. We saved each other. And so, from ashes of betrayal, a stronger hearth rose. The hardware store, still standing, bolts and all, me, stronger than epoxy. Did you enjoy unraveling this tale of tangled lies and sweet revenge? Drop a like if Elena's grit fired you up. Subscribe for more stories where the underdog bites back, and comment below. From which corner of the world are you tuning in? Has a family secret ever rocked your world? Share, I read every one. If this hit home, super thanks, keep the stories flowing. Check the screen for 2 more epics, a chef's poison plot and a librarian's lost fortune. More drama awaits on the channel. Until next time, stay fierce with all my heart.